And I am waiting for the little echo to happen on the page because that's and
There it
I
is.
there
Yes.
it is. We got it. We got it. We're going.
Good.
We're doing it.
Hello.
How's everybody doing today, this morning? This is episode 54, Saturday. And I saw that I sent you a text before about the weather here. It's in the mid 20s right now. In the mid morning, it's in the mid 20s here in Colorado. And for you, it's a little warmer, but
Yeah.
not much warm. I wouldn't call it warm, right?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I think it's not super cold yet.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's still it's okay. No, my middle son was raking the leaves and he came back in for gloves because he said it's
Yeah,
freezing,
yeah,
mom. Yeah. So I guess it's getting colder and colder. Yeah.
yeah. But that's how it goes. That's how it
Yeah. And
goes.
it's November. I think
Yeah.
we've had nice weather till now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Colorado, they say that historically, like the newscaster says historically, that November and March are the snowiest months here.
Oh, November and March. Okay. So
November and
if
March.
you have you had snow already this
We've
year?
had some snow that stuck. Yeah, we,
Okay.
we had that, but it goes away pretty quickly most of the time.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. It doesn't stick. Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
well,
don't the
for now.
mountains, yeah. Or yeah, because it's very sunny too, right? Because
Oh,
it's
yeah, for the skiers, lots of I can't remember which many of the resorts are already open.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
Sure.
so if you ski, you're excited about that, but I'm
Nice. Nice.
everybody's shocked when I say that I've never skied, and grew up in Utah, and then
You've
I live
never
in
skied?
Colorado. Never skied, never
Wow.
skied. Yeah, and
I
I
have
really
many
have
friends
no
who go.
desire.
You don't have the desire. Do you know why? Or it's just a sport
I
that never attracted you?
childhood trauma.
Oh, okay.
I experimenting with a skateboard when I was a kid, and I stood up on the skateboard and it went out from under me. I went horizontal, came directly down to the ground, and I'm like, well, nope.
Oh,
I'm not gonna do anything except for a bicycle or an automobile.
okay. Wow. And have you considered going back
On a skateboard?
on the skateboard and skiing
Oh
just
no,
to,
no,
no?
no.
So do you think you're still afraid of it? So do you think it's still
Yeah,
something that has a power on you?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because it's that fear of it's that fear of something going out from under me.
interesting.
And falling and fall actually the fear of falling, because if I fall and I know they have wrist guards and everything, but if I mess up my hands, that's no good.
Nice.
That's no good.
Wow, that's interesting though. If I were you, I don't know. When I'm hearing you talk, if I have something that I fear like that, I
Mhm.
almost will want to
Move
do
towards it, move towards
just
it.
to like I like to say just Joan of Arc, going on my horse and go toward that thing that I fear so that
Yeah,
it doesn't
just
overpower me
just
anymore.
just to prove that
Yeah,
I can do it. I mean, yeah, I guess I'd be open
not
to
to
trying it. Yeah,
prove, but to be fear proof, I would say.
yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
So
what
I'll
are the
think about that. I'll put
possibilities?
that on my list with the skiing and skydiving and
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
I, I'm saying that, myself, I am afraid of water. I swim, but I'm not a good swimmer because I
Oh,
always think that I'm going to get drowned. And
mm-hmm.
I've never uh, dived from a boat, or because I'm super afraid that how about, if I can't. And so I am challenging myself to become a better swimmer. I'm
Mm-hmm.
challenging myself to, just tame my fear of swimming.
Are you
And
are you thinking? Are you talking swimming in a lake or swimming in a pool or both of those
all
things?
of it, even in the
Okay.
lake. And that's very sad because I live in a region where there are amazing,
Yeah, the
beautiful
land of a
lakes.
thousand
Yes.
lakes.
And my
Yeah,
kids, they love the water. There are little fishes in the water.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't engage with them because I have that fear. And I'm like, ah. And so I am kind of challenging myself, by this summer to be more confident in the water. And when I think of it, that's actually something that I wish I wasn't. So I want to go towards it. I want to tame it. And
You wish you weren't?
I wish I wasn't afraid
Oh, you wish you weren't afraid. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
of the water. My dad was an excellent swimmer. He was
Uh-huh.
excellent, and he would take us swimming. And I don't know, I don't even know why I didn't develop my swimming skills.
Mhm.
I don't know where the trauma is from. There probably is a trauma, but I don't know. I can't recall where it is
Well, I
from.
was thinking
Know that I have this fear. Mhm.
it might be, though, maybe it's not necessarily even a trauma. It's just because, there are certain breeds of dog who take to the water quite naturally, and there are other breeds that are, they're terrified of the
Yeah,
water.
but I love water.
Yeah.
That's the paradox. I love water. I don't want to be afraid of water. When I see
Uh-huh.
people swimming, in the lake, and we have a lot of friends who have boats, and
Yeah.
they would ski,
Yeah.
skydive, and I'm like, oh, I so want to do the same, but so I just sit, and I don't even know if they know that I have this fear.
So do you
So
do
it's a
do you do
big thing
like
that I'm sharing it here. Mhm.
do you do water skiing, things like that?
Water skiing, even diving, like not diving, but how do you call it? When you're attached to a boat and then you're kind of surfing.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the name of that is, but yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
all of those fun things, or
Wake I
just
wanna say wakeboarding, wakeboarding,
it's
maybe
wake, yeah,
wakeboard,
it's
yeah,
that, it's
wakeboarding.
wakeboarding, or just jumping in the water when you're in the middle of the sea, the lake,
Yeah,
and just swim.
yeah.
So anyway.
What's something that you've been afraid of that you have done, that you've confronted your fear about in your
um
life, recently or in the past?
I did something once. I reached out to someone that you know, I I wouldn't do it otherwise. I reached out to someone during a conference, and I wouldn't usually do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But that's not big enough. That
That's
probably
not big enough. Maybe it is
yeah.
big enough. Maybe.
Because it
What?
wasn't that scary. So I guess
Mm.
it wasn't, yeah. I have to think about it. There is nothing that comes to mind, but if something comes, I'll tell you. How about you?
Well, I would say probably, and a lot of people watching know that I have there's a journey that I've made as a public speaker. And so the first time I went into a Toastmasters meeting, and for those of you who aren't in Toastmasters, there's an improvisational or extemporaneous part of the meeting where everybody can participate.
I did. I
And
participated
yeah,
once.
and yeah, you
Invited me.
participated in the meeting you came to in our meeting. And so the first time I did that, there was a moment in my brain. It would actually be, this would be ironically or whatever, a good speech. And I've actually touched on points of it in presentations I've made, but it was the whole experience of the morning was, okay, well, here's an opportunity for you to not embrace your fear and to not do what you said you were going to do. Are you going to do that, or are you going to um, go through with what you said you were going to do? So it's like, well, I came to this meeting, and it was relocated from the original location. So I had the opportunity there to say, well, it was not meant to be, but I found the new address, and I went to the new location for the meeting. And then I stood up and I said, well, no, this is what I came here for, and this is what I'm going to do. And there was the fear. And what's interesting is the fear that fight or flight response lingered after. So after it was over, I was feeling it was a different feeling than I usually get. There's this adrenaline, and I think that's why a lot of people will do some things like,
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily jumping in, or maybe jumping into the water, but like skydiving or skiing or whatever, is because they want that adrenaline. And I felt it, like, I believe I should know about the physiology of this better than I do, but I believe the adrenal glands are on top of the kidneys. And my
Oh,
kidneys were the whole thing, like my back right in there was,
yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I like this feeling. And then what flashed through my head is, well, my mom died from renal cancer. So
Mm.
she had problems with her kidneys, and now my kidneys are hurting. It's like
Mm.
I'm gonna die. This is.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but what's interesting about it is just the making the decision. That's okay. This is what I came here to experience, and I'm going to sit with this, and I'm going to experience it. And
Mm.
but yeah, but like you're
And
saying, maybe there's some things where I'm saying no, and maybe I should embrace my fear in that.
yeah, what
Maybe
I've
those are two.
noticed,
Yeah.
and again, I said I don't have anything that comes to mind right now, but the feeling that I've had is every time that I've done something that I was afraid to do, or
Uh-huh.
I've pushed my my limits a little,
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
it has been amazing.
Yeah.
And
Well, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like there is a lot of growth that happens,
Yes.
and you're like, oh, that wasn't that scary. Actually, that was fun.
Yes.
Oh, I did. I mean, that's not a challenge, but I used to run before moving here. I would run 5Ks in France.
Uh-huh.
And I remember the first time I ran one, because I didn't enjoy running and I really wanted just to run, to love running.
Yeah.
To this day, I don't adore it, but I think it's so good to do it. And I
Uh-huh.
remember the day I completed my first 5K, I was so exhilarated that I signed up right away for the next one,
Uh-huh.
the following
Uh-huh.
week or 2 weeks after, but like right away,
Yeah.
because I was on a high. It was amazing. And
Yeah.
yes, so maybe that was accomplishing a goal, but yeah, I feel like it becomes easy when you sign up for it. And then when you do it, you realize that it wasn't that scary. And you
Right.
feel
Yeah.
so
The
good in terms
scary
of
part
self-esteem,
was
confidence.
yeah. Yeah. The scary part was what you're dreading before. The
Yes.
scary part is or that you're pushing away that feeling rather
Yeah,
than
and low self-esteem,
yeah.
you thinking
Yeah.
that you can do it.
Yeah.
And then you realize that actually you can do it. You just need to, we can do anything if
Yeah.
we work for it. Sometimes there is there is just a discipline work,
Yeah.
like running a marathon. Like I feel like, oh, I can't do it because actually I don't want to do it. I am not
Yeah.
ready to put in the effort, to train every day
Do you
up to it.
think you will ever compete in a marathon?
I think I will,
Really?
just because I've been thinking about it for a long time. But I know it takes commitment and, training and stuff. And I just need to commit to it. But I feel
Yeah.
like I don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
But I won't say I can't run a marathon. I know anybody can. You can
Yeah.
do anything you want to do. You just need to decide you want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. My ex-wife, I don't know if she's still running now, but she's probably completed, I mean, literally, I would say 100 marathons.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah, it's
impressive.
like she just discovered that, and she said
Wow.
that this is something I want to do. And she even did some
100.
ultra things. Like she even did 100 mile while we were together. She did 100 mile race one time. And I'm like,
Wow. She
that's
just loves it. She just loves running.
yeah, yeah. She loves the process of doing it, and probably I think the community around it
Yeah, I think there is
because
a
you
good
get to know
community.
lots of people in that community, and yeah,
But wow, that probably makes her, she's probably somebody amazing, to commit to be doing such, it's
yeah,
wow, it's a lot of discipline. So she's
yeah,
somebody very disciplined like you. So you have
yeah.
that in common.
Yeah, we had that in common. And I actually tried to keep up with her for a while, for a couple of years. I decided, well, if you can do this, I can probably do this too. And I competed in 7 half marathons over the course of about a year and a half. But I don't know. I guess I never got that,
Yeah, you
whatever the feeling
the thing
was.
for it, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
did
never
you
had
did
that
you
high.
complete a marathon with her?
I've never completed a marathon, but I've done half marathons.
Is that something you would want to do,
Do again?
like a marathon,
No,
just
no.
because you didn't like the feeling?
I just never, like I said, I never got the high. And I know there are a lot of people I admire are competitive runners, or they have um, a hobby of running, but I don't know.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got it.
And what's interesting is now, I just want to tell everybody about this. I texted you about this morning. I got on the scale and it was 179.
And that's good. How much were you before?
I was when I started this new protocol with intermittent fasting, I was about 183, and it was really steady for
Oh,
about a week.
wow. So you have like 4 pounds
Yeah,
in less than a month? That's a lot.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, it's really, well, just for me, just the excitement of it being below that 180 number.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from what you're telling me, it didn't just happen. It did happen because you've been telling me, like, I think last week you said you didn't lose anything. And I told
Right.
you
Yeah, it
maybe
was.
I told you
Yeah.
that you were losing, but you weren't seeing it yet.
Yeah, right. Because the dimensions of your body are changing and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. And so, yeah, it was.
That's what I've been reading about a lot of people. Like they think they're not losing, but actually when they measure themselves,
Right.
they're losing. And then all of a sudden one day it's like they say the flush, the water goes in and then,
Right.
oh,
Right.
179.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
we'll say,
Congratulations.
but anyway, to relate that back to what we were talking about, I was just saying that when I was competing in the half marathons, I probably weighed, I wasn't at my peak weight, but I was probably about 238 or 240.
Wow. For your knees, joints, that's not awesome.
No, it was really, so now maybe
Maybe you'll feel differently.
I do notice sometimes when I'm taking a walk, it's like, well, I
You
could
feel
jog a little
lighter,
bit, or
right?
I'll jog a little bit,
Nice.
instead of just
Nice.
walking. So
Okay.
anyway,
So let's stop it. But yeah, I would like to
yeah,
say a couple of things about the 179. It's really fun.
yeah. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll see you all on Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have a
happy
great
weekend.
weekend.
Yes, I am. Bye-bye. Okay, I don't want
Hi.
her to be on the
Hi.
video. Yes, I don't want her to be there, but anyway.
Mommy,
Hey.
Yes.
where's the Saya?
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, so we cut
It's
it.
still recording. Mhm.
Oh, it's still recording. That's right. Oh, it's okay. So I'll have to